Welcome, guys, to the very first episode of the Couch Scouts. I'm Sean and Jimmy. We are the two who run the Pick Six page on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you follow us at.
Some people know that, but a lot of people just know me as the random Broncos fan that has nothing to do with Pick Six at all. So
this is a fact. On one of our recent posts, "Who's Jimmy?" was a comment that
I'm
we
in
got.
Spain without the S.
That's tough. But hopefully you'll be seeing more of our faces now with this potential podcast for a while. I mean, we'll see. This is we're going to have guests on here. Football.
We don't have like a set schedule. It's not going to be like one every Tuesday, every Wednesday, whatever. It's just kind of like, when we can get our guests available. We do have guests lined up already with some guys like Derek Wolfe, DeMonte Thomas, former safety from the Broncos, guys like that. We had a very special first guest on this episode that I think you guys are going to like a lot. So, yeah, we don't have a strict schedule, but we're going to get it to you as quickly as we can whenever we can get guests lined up. So hopefully you guys look forward to it.
Yeah, I think, and I mean, the goal is to get players on here and ask some questions that I don't think they get frequently, whether it's, about football or gambling or whatever. I mean, not to spoil it, but we had to leave on here and we talked about literally everything. I mean, from football to DFS to, what defensive back would make a good receiver, like just random shit. And I think that's like kind of the goal.
And it's going to be a very laid back thing. It's not going to be super professional. We're not going to have like suits and ties. It's just going to be straight guy to guy, just chilling, having a good time, asking questions, getting to know them better. Hopefully getting you guys some info that you probably didn't know beforehand. So,
right. I mean, that's ultimately the goal. And then we're gonna ask our followers. We'll ask you guys, send us your questions, and we'll take one question and we'll get ask these people that. We can't take them all because we can't take up all their time. So we'll take the question.
Probably be all fantasy football questions anyway.
Right. No fantasy football questions. We get enough of those as it is. I can't be asking these guys about fantasy, but. Give me. We'll take the question that's most frequently asked, or the one we think is most interesting, and we'll throw it their way, and you guys can listen to see what they have to say. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much a summary of what we're planning on doing here, and we'll see how often these release, like you said.
The goal is, you guys can get to know us better as the faces behind the account, because a lot of times in the comment section, I'll be the one going back and forth with everybody. Nobody knows who they're talking to. It's just kind of, if I mention I'm a Broncos fan, or if Sean mentions he's a Raiders fan, like that's the only way you can kind of tell who you're talking to. Or if you're talking fantasy football, that is all Sean, never me. Not at all.
Yeah, if you ever get mad at me for being wrong about,
yeah, don't be mad at me.
Yeah, don't get mad at Jimmy for when I give you bad fantasy football advice or gambling advice, because clearly I can't make a pick to save my life right now. And last night I got trolled to hell from all the Patriots fans.
The real ones, though, will remember your lock of the week last year where you went perfectly imperfect and you didn't get a single one right.
I think
that takes skill.
Yeah, I think that was
takes
more
skill.
Impressive. I think it was more impressive that I got all of them wrong.
I think you legit went like 0 for 12.
It started out 0 for 12. I finally got one right. And then thankfully that sponsorship ended and I no longer had to worry about picking the lock of the week.
I mean, hey, you were making them money, right? They told you to make the wrong picks, right? And that's how you
as long as they went against me, yeah, they were making money every week. But anyways, now we're just rambling. So yeah, we'll take you guys over to our first interview, Aqib Talib. I hope you enjoy it, and hopefully you enjoy the podcast. Subscribe, like, follow.
Let us know any suggestions, what you want to see, what you would like to hear, any potential guests you'd like us to get that's not like Tom Brady, because, I mean, let's be real here. Not going to happen.
You can see.
Let me call him up real quick. I got Tom Brady's number right on my phone.
Right. All right.
Yeah, let us know, though, guys. We're excited to bring it to you. We're excited to see how you feel about it. And hopefully you get some good reviews.
Enjoy. All right. Well, welcome into the Couch Scouts. We're here with Super Bowl champion, future Hall of Famer, chain snatcher, and host of the Call to the Booth podcast, Aqib Talib. Aqib, do you cringe when people call you future Hall of Famer? Like, do you not like being called that? Since
Nah, man, you gotta speak it into existence, baby. You know what I'm saying? Just like I was in 4th, 5th grade, and my only job was I was going to the NFL. So, you know what I'm saying, look at me now. So, gotta speak it into existence, baby. Let's go. Keep on saying it.
Say it more.
Yeah, say it some more.
I like that. I like how you have the chain on right now, by the way. Speaking of chains.
Oh, I keep a chain. You probably can't find a picture of me. I'm talking about from 9th grade up. You probably can't find a picture of me without a chain on, probably.
Did you wear one when you played too?
Nah, I ain't wear when I played. I mean, just, regular pictures of regular clothes.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't think I'd want to wear one when
played.
I played. I don't think I'd want to get in the way, bouncing around.
Yeah, like did you, when like players like Crabtree wore a chain, didn't you think like that'd get in the way? Like as a wide receiver, I'd hate that. I feel like it'd get in the way, it'd weigh me down almost. Like I never understood the like idea of liking wearing a chain while playing, like the bling.
No idea, fam. I don't know. I ain't wear one though.
So the cool thing here is, our company's called the Pick Six and everything, something that you're very well versed with. Tied for not tied. 3rd place all-time solo with 10. What was going through your mind whenever you catch that pick and you're like, I gotta house this, I gotta take it all the way?
Man, I think I'm really a receiver though. You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up always thinking like I'm gonna play receiver, right? Michael Irvin fan, Randy Moss, and you start playing DB, it's a catch, and then I started watching Deion Sanders. He used to score touchdowns too, so I started really liking to play DB. So it was always on my mind. You got to score. Name of the game is football. So how you win football, you got to score points. So I always wanted to be the one who scored points. You feel me? So that's how you one of the known guys if you scoring touchdowns. You get picks, that's one thing, but I think the offensive side of my game is really what take over. You know what I'm saying? When I get a pick.
Yeah.
It's funny you say you always thought you were going to play wide receiver because you always hear people say DBs are just wide receivers who can't catch. Like, is there any truth to that? Like, where does a wide receiver switch to defensive back?
Nah, see, they think DBs can't catch because, I mean, they think DBs can't catch because they drop picks, right? Wide receivers drop way less footballs. But, I mean, it's way easier to catch the football when you know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So that's why DBs drop picks, man. I don't know what you're doing. I got to react, get myself in a good position, and then find the ball real quick. Like, now if I'm running a 5-yard in cut, I know what I'm doing. I know when the ball coming, so it's easier to catch it that way. So that's coming from a guy who did both. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot easier to catch the ball. That's the only reason they say DBs is wide receivers that can't catch because they drop so many picks.
Yeah, there's a lot of dudes that have good coverage skills, but not great ball skills. They can't really turn and locate it. Then you get the penalty if you don't turn and you're touching the guy. You don't turn.
See, but now look,
if
you put one of those same guys at receiver, they might be all right because they know exactly when the ball is coming. They know exactly what's going on. You know what I'm saying? It's a different catch when you got to find it real quick and catch it. You know what I'm saying? That's the reflex.
It's a lot of reactionary on defense. Where on offense, you kind of know.
You know what it is. Yeah, I'm gonna run. Fake inside, boom, I'm going to be at about 35 yards. I'm going to look up. The ball going to fall at about 45 yards to catch. Like, you already know when to look and everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's easier to catch on offense.
What DB do you think today or, like, at any time during your playing career could be a great wide receiver? Like, could have been a phenomenal wide receiver, but they played defensive back instead?
Man. MP. Marcus Peters, yeah. MP could have been a nice Z receiver, you know what I'm saying? Good ball skills. He'll catch a lot of stuff for you, big body, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I was gonna mention him soon because I like his aggressiveness. You were aggressive yourself, so you always get those interceptions. You might let up a play or two, but I'd rather have somebody that's gonna be aggressive and like try to jump and make a play on something. Rather than just kind of let him sit there, make the catch, secure the tackle. If you get the ball back for me, I mean, that's what I love more. And Marcus Peters, another one of those dudes with the pick six, is always going to try to return it for the touchdown.
Right. It's football, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to play the game. Man. So I'm never going to just sit back and, I'm going to sit back and watch the game and see what y'all doing and find me opportunity to make a play. So you're trying to make plays, man, it's going to be evident with your stats. You know what I'm saying? So, like you said, Even the guys who don't take no chances, they still get scored on. So at least if you get all DBs get scored on. You could bring up the best DB, whoever you think the best DB is, bring up how many touchdowns he gave up in his career. You're gonna be like, damn. Yeah, because everybody gets scored on. That's just the name of the game. We play DB. It's about who making them plays, though, man. Who leading teams and who doing extra stuff and not just getting scored on. You know what I'm saying? So you can bring it up. I promise you. Everybody gets scored on.
There's one that we were talking about before you hopped on. Darius Slay the last couple weeks with the tough matchups with DK and Devontae Adams. And a lot of people are talking about him now. Oh, he's let up so many touchdowns. He let us up so many catches. But he's one of the few guys left in the league that really shadows people. Like, you're going to take your number one guy. You're just going to put Slay on him for the whole game. Forget about him. So
that's a challenge.
But
that's a challenge in itself. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. That's a challenge in itself. Just taking on them number ones. You'll be surprised how many guys don't want to do that. A lot of guys don't want no problems with the number one receivers, man. So if you're taking on the number one receiver week in, week out, you got to expect him to do something. I mean, he get paid. He's top of the league too, just like you is. Exactly. But nah, Slay straight though. Yeah, he did have 2 rough weeks. I think he tweeted about it or something. He already know what it is. We play DB.
He'll always own it. He's good for it.
It's part of the job, man. But he gonna be right. Who they got next week? He gonna be right across from him. I know he got Hop coming up in a few weeks. Not this week, but next week. He gonna be right in front of Hop. He gonna be, you know what I'm saying? He gonna keep welcoming that challenge
at all. So.
Exactly. There's a few guys out there following though this year, man. There's some guys out there following.
I know he still does it a little bit, but not to the same extent. But Pat Pete, a few years ago, you'd look at him, he'd be letting up 6-7 touchdowns a year. But I mean,
but he guard number one guy,
dude, every game, every play.
And then he'll have a year where he ain't let up 6 or 7, and he went crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it ain't always bad though. It's sometimes you get scored on. That's just the name of the game. And they make the rules so we can get scored on. You know what I'm saying? We can't do nothing past 5 yards. So they want to see points. They want to see action. You just got to know how to get into action.
I was going to ask, because you played in the league before they started making all these defensive holding calls. It feels like we get at least one a drive now. Like, how much did that change the game? Like guys like Darrelle Revis, he was out of the league before then. Like, how much you think his game would be affected? Or, obviously you played through it too. Like,
not really. I don't think my game wasn't really affected. I played one way. It's not like you just held like Revis just held back in the day. Nah, he used good hands. If he got his hands on a guy and he's not altering his route, he good. Same way I play. You know what I'm saying? I might use the guy to, they know what holding is. So I never really changed the way I played. They always pub it up like, we're going to do this, we're going to call this. But I might have got a couple more calls later in my career. But I never really changed the way I played. It wasn't as big of a deal as they tried to make it. They wanted to make it like it's a super big deal, but man, the guys like me, Revis down there, that don't apply for us.
It's always the offense always gives a little bit too. You'll always see a little push off, little arm wrestling. So
they're never quick to call those though. Look at the DB.
No, they don't call those.
He lays a hand on the receiver. They're calling that. They ain't calling no push offs. You never see wide receivers get called for nothing.
Nah, every blue moon. Yeah. That's how I go, though, man. We got to score some points, sell some tickets, man. It's a business, baby. So we got to keep that side going.
They definitely see the offense as more exciting, which I kind of see. But as a Denver fan, I was watching that 2015 defense, and that was more exciting than the offense that year. That was one of the best defenses I've ever seen.
Yeah, we scored touchdowns. We got turnovers, man, sacks. We danced, we hit people, man. We did everything you came to a game to see. So we definitely
the personalities on that defense. I mean, you got Wolf, which other people may not know. Wolf is one of the most aggressive dudes I know. Mm-hmm. He's not gonna bullshit. He's gonna call stuff straight up. You got yourself, same style. You got Vaughn, that's the clowny, jokey type. D. Ware was the veteran leader. T.J. Ward wasn't gonna take any stuff from nobody. You got Chris Harris, the underdog mentality. Like that must have been a crazy unit to be around.
Man, it was one of the funnest locker rooms in the world, bro. You say the laughy, jokey type. It's a couple of the Vaughn, TJ, myself. It was one of the funniest locker rooms, bro. One of the funniest outside of football teams, you know what I'm saying, that I ever been a part of, man. We spent so much time together. Man,
Yeah,
it
even the
don't
offensive
surprise
unit.
me. Exactly. It don't surprise me that we won the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? That's some guys that's on the field playing for each other. You know what I'm saying? Real camaraderie though, man. That definitely was a special team.
You played with both Brady and Manning. So I mean, I gotta ask, like,
Yeah.
which one do you think is the better quarterback?
You need
Man,
one drive at the end of the game.
at that level, man, you can't be better. You know what I'm saying? At that level. Like football is the most team sport that you're gonna get. So it ain't just on the quarterback. Quarterback now, it's a quarterback driven league. You know what I'm saying? And both of them done been to the big stage. So who knows, man? You put Peyton with Bill in that system, he might have the 6 rings on his finger.
That's
You
true.
know what I'm saying? So I mean, because it's so many guys involved in it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really like to. I get asked that question all the time.
Yeah.
I
figured
don't
that.
never answer it. You know what I'm saying? They both goats, fam. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's how could
You can't go wrong either one.
You can't go wrong either way, bro. You need to drive at the end of the game, and it's Peyton or anyone you pick, you probably gonna score. So you just can't go wrong.
Playing with both, playing with the Patriots. I'm sorry, and you obviously played under Belichick, and Brady was the quarterback. You know, the big thing today is to debate who deserves the success, and we can't. You know, of course, the media can't let it be like they both were equally deserving. So I gotta ask, like,
Got to
who do
put
you
it
think?
on one side.
Yeah, like, which side would you be on? Is it more Belichick? Is it more Brady? Like, who deserves the credit here?
Man, I've been in that building, man, and if you take one of them guys out that building, then it ain't the Patriots, bro. So who you get a credit to? If you take Bill out and keep the same team, it ain't the Patriots. Cause Tom ain't the social hoorah guy he ain't really gonna control everybody like that. Bill gonna control the building. He gonna make sure everybody on time. You ain't gonna have no outside of football, you know what I'm saying, distractions. With Bill, he gonna control the whole everything, you know what I'm saying? Keep the money good. We need a big time free agent. We can get him because we ain't never in debt. You know what I'm saying? We cheap.
Yeah.
That's true.
He controlled everything, right? And Tom controlled everything on the field. It's like he the guy on the field. So if anyone you take off, it won't be the Patriots, man. So I don't mean to not answer your question, fam, but you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Listen,
that's
I'm
an
telling
answer to
you,
me, man. I'm good.
look, I'm telling you, it's dead. It's 50-50.
Right.
Well,
You could interchange any other parts. You could interchange any other parts, and it'll still be the Patriots.
No
But if
one
you
ever.
take one of them guys out, now something gonna change.
Yeah.
If any one of them would have left, it would have changed.
No one wants to do that though. Like, I feel like everyone's like, oh, it was all Belichick, it was all Brady. Like, you have the people who just don't want Brady to be like the greatest ever, so they're like, oh, it was all Belichick, it was just a system, Brady did nothing. And then you have the people who's like, oh, it was all Brady.
Everybody played in the system though. Like Terry Bradshaw, he had a system too. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, Joe Montana, he had a system too, a great one. You know what I'm saying? So everybody had a system. So, you know what I'm saying? Can't nobody get blamed for being in the system that they in, because we don't pick that.
Yeah,
You know
everybody's got something they got to do.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So he just mastered his system. He mastered his job. That's all you can ask for.
A lot of people this year too. I don't really like how they're blaming Belichick for stuff because the Pats are underperforming. When I mean these COVID opt-outs, they lost a lot of dudes on opt-outs. Like their defense is hurting. So
yeah, they lost their hitters too, man. They lost their guys.
Yeah, like they're down a lot.
Yeah.
And everybody should have expected the offense wasn't going to look the same because you get a whole different style QB. Josh McDaniels have to drop all new plays for Cam Newton that he never could do with Brady before. So, I mean, it's a weird year to make a lot of comparisons and stuff. Like
a new quarterback, new system, and no off season. So, what you expect? You can't expect too much.
I gotta ask you about a few years back. You got into the whole team did with Harry Douglas on the Titans when he took a cheap shot.
I hated that, man.
Chris Harris. And you know, he said after the game that you took a cheap shot on him earlier, and he didn't say anything. And then he said
I took a cheap shot on him earlier.
Yeah, he said early in the game he took a cheap shot on him, and I didn't get mad, but he got mad about the Chris Harris situation, tried to come at me. Yeah, that's football. And then after the game, he said, it don't matter to me how it went. He tried to do something dirty, so that's why I'm going to beat his ass. And then you said you got the same agent as him. And when you see his ass in Atlanta, you're going to beat his ass. So I got to know, like, Harry Douglas the next year, he was out of the NFL. We haven't heard from him since. So what'd you do to him, Aqib? I mean, what happened to the guy?
We ain't had that camp that year. I'm tell you that much. That camp got canceled for whatever reason. That camp, not cause I was gonna beat his ass at the camp, but whatever came up, man. My agent, they ended up having to cancel the camp that year. So I ain't seen him.
That was just wrong, though, man.
For real.
Play going all the way across the other side of the field. Chris just standing there. He's not even doing nothing, and Harry just
bro. He already know.
Man,
he already know how I go, bro. Nobody don't do that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know how I go. I'm cool now. Like, I probably see him and laugh at him, say what's up or something. Now, but I was about to see him then.
At the time, yeah, it's wrong, man.
But we can't confirm you have not seen him since then.
No. I ain't seen Harry since then.
Okay.
At all.
Definitely was a cheap shot.
Yeah, that was wrong. But let's let you plug your podcast a little bit now. You know, retired life, started up the podcast, called it The Booth.
Yep. With
Harrison Sanford. You know, we're fans. We talk a lot about it. We post some stuff on the page. I mean, tell some people what you do on your podcast now.
Definitely. It's we kind of 2 shows a week, Wednesday, Friday. We kind of recap on the first show. We do a little fantasy, a little DFS on the Friday show, man. It's called To The Booth. It's on all the platforms, all the major platforms. You can watch it on YouTube, listen to it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that good stuff. But yeah, man, it's you know, keeping busy, baby. It's fun. You gotta,
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Give me a reason to keep watching these games. I'm a fan now, you know what I'm saying? So I'm watching all this football. I want to talk about it. Feel me?
How heavy do you play DFS? Do you actually play it a lot, or you just like talking about it?
Nah. I'm more on it, like on the fantasy and stuff on my phone. My brother and them in leagues and stuff like that.
Did you ever play when you were in the league? Like, did you play fantasy football while you were playing?
Nah, never.
Oh, okay.
So it's new to me, you know what I'm saying? It's fun. So watch the game now, have my phone open. I'm in the playoffs now, you know what I'm saying?
Get the alerts and everything. One of your dudes gets a good play.
Uh-huh.
See, I always wonder if when guys are playing, like when they're playing actual football, if it's in their head. Like, if all they're thinking, like, oh, I got to have a good game. Like, I would draft myself if I was in my own, like, if I was in the NFL, like, I got to own myself.
If you was worried about drafting yourself and doing all that, you would probably be on the bench, bro. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no time to be worried about that. I'm worried about who we playing this week, what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You don't have no time to think about fantasy during that game. Unless you get to blowing somebody out or something, then you might, I wonder how many points I got. Like, you know what I'm saying? But while the bullet's flying and it's going, nah. That's a real situation. I wish everybody can just get down there and experience that situation. Like,
yeah.
You think like a fight is like a big deal. Like, you ever been in a fight? Yeah. You was like, whoa, that was like almost like a movie type of moment, right?
Right.
Get down there on that field, man, on that grass. Get down there on that field. The shit that happened down there on that field, man, it's like a war down there.
I mean, I did catch a game-winning Hail Mary at recess in middle school. So.
Hey, I appreciate y'all, man.
Hey, Keith, thank you for coming on, man. We really appreciate it.
You already know.